fucking control.
Or your watch collecting is out of control.
Facts.
I think that's true for several of us in this chat here, and probably
That's
true for a
enormous.
lot of people in our watching this evening as well. How are y'all doing? Glad to see you here. Welcome
Hello.
to Jen and Blake and Mark and Mr. Mitch, the D-list watch influencer. We're glad to have you guys here. We're glad to have you guys in the chat. Time to go around and see what's on the wrist. Hello, Jen. What's on the wrist?
Let me pull up my thing so I can make it.
The fossil.
Beauty.
Hey,
And
look.
It's got the nice guilloche on there. See that guilloche?
The guilloche.
Guilloche. So
Hey,
yes.
that's one fossil, and here's another fossil. Good evening, everybody. Blake, what's on the wrist?
I am wearing, I don't know if I unboxed this or shown this, but the Defy A7652, aka Spaceman.
What year is that, Blake?
1970.
Wow.
Yeah,
Pretty dope.
We're going to get into we're going to get all into Blake Ray
Yeah.
Oh shit!
and his watch addiction this evening. And he's
I feel
got
like this.
he's
feel
got
like
a
it's
new
an
addiction. Well, it was
Yeah, I feel like
This is an intervention, Blake, just so you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I feel like. I'm ready though.
Mr. Bitch, what's happening?
Well, as those of us on the WhatsApp group know that I use my extraordinary powers of influence to name today Tuesday. Well, Thursday would have been just as weird, but I have my Tissot PRX in the lovely Element number 6 carbon case.
Hey, I like that watch. It's cool.
And I figured out one of the ways that Swatch stays above water is that I think essentially all of their watches below Breguet, Blancpain, and Omega, they all have the Powermatic 80 movement.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of
they
them
saw
do,
a
for
crap
sure.
ton of the PRX, so I mean, they just keep pumping them out.
Yep.
And,
And that's one way of doing it, just make
We
one
go to-
movement for 80% of your output.
Yeah. We go to our buddy Mark. What Omega is on the wrist this evening?
Well, in honor of Tissot Tuesday,
Uh-oh.
I made an AD purchase on Saturday, and I am wearing my OP41.
Hey, well, there you go.
Look at you! Come on,
So I did not get
Lucha grew up and got himself a Rolex.
I did not get the No Time to Die. I did not get another Aquaterra. I bought that.
Lucha, blink twice if OC is there and holding you at gunpoint.
Uh-oh. I think that watch is gorgeous. I love it.
It's got the symmetry is amazing on the dial, and it's the 124300, so it's still the sunburst dial. It's not the new lacquer black.
Right.
So, but very happy with it. Been wearing it a lot.
Yeah, that thing is gorgeous. I am wearing. Let's get the focus set here. If I can find the button, there it is.
Bloop.
Boop.
Nice.
The Longines Hydro Conquest GMT,
Nice.
which is like my watch collection during the week is basically down to 2 or 3. It's sad. When I'm wearing a blue shirt, it's this because it's a blue watch. When I'm wearing gray or another darker color, it's the Squale, which is, the black diver. And then I will occasionally wear the other Longines if I'm wearing something tan. So, because that has a silver dial. So it's just, I'm pitiful. I've got all these watches and I wear 3. And usually wear the Tag Heuer on the weekend. So it's terrible. The one Tag Heuer I have that isn't in pieces right now. Maybe I should say that. I see it still back there, Jen. I see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there in pieces.
It's there, I promise. And the other one is right there. So
Oh man, yeah, and we expect Gambino to come on if he makes it by the end of the show.
yeah.
He is still out and about, but he'll be on shortly. Want to welcome in AB. According to my wife, my watch collecting is way out of control. I'm knucking futz. Yep. That's why I don't have a wife. Anyway, yeah, there you go. This watch collecting is out of control. Absolutely. Mossy, welcome in. Ryan Hofrey, welcome in. Oscar Nunez, welcome to you. Vimal, very glad you're here. Remember, folks, it's not a spending problem, it's an income problem. So order and buy more watches.
Facts.
Even to us
Need
to
buy
get
more
into
money.
get into a supply side discussion here, you know.
Oh, God, here we go. We've got Collector Invest. I bought 1050 USA wheat pennies for $90. Awesome, man.
Seems like a good deal.
Yeah.
Awesome. And, of course, the ghost of Yiddish Gambino, clearly he's not with Mark. The OP is real too soon. And we've got Peruka in the chat this evening. Good to see you, sir. Hop on if you feel like it. The link is at the very top of the chat. If you just go up to the top of the chat, you will find it. And again, we talked about Ryan Hofrey, but nice Tissot, Lucha Betting Mark.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
I'll pay you the same price as a Tissot PRX for that OP.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah.
Although I was wearing the Speedy a lot today because it's the 10th.
Speedy Tuesday, yeah.
No, it's the 10th, and on that Super Racing,
Oh
the
yeah.
date on the 10th comes up in Speedmaster Fun, which is
Oh, yeah. Very cool. Well, I'm glad though that you got the Rolex. The thing looks phenomenal, and I bet you're really happy with it.
I am. Yeah, I was really. I went back to the AD to look at the tutors. They got all the new tutors in. I went to look at those again, and as I was talking, it's her brother's jewelry store. I've bought watches off her since 1998. I've sold her cars. I've sold her family cars, and so we're more friends than anything. And I told her that I was going to go buy probably going to get another Aquaterra, the new black lacquer Aquaterra. And she's like, we need to get you back into a Rolex. Here I am. Here I sit. I haven't had a Rolex in 12 years.
Wow.
And is that's the 40 millimeter, right?
41.
41? Yeah, it fits you really well too.
It does. It
A 39 would look better.
It seems small compared to what I normally wear. I'm like, I look at it all the time. But it's funny. Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of, I saw a watch the other day that made me think of you. It was a 56 millimeter Universal Genève pilot's watch.
Really?
So it's like one of the original with like the oh, it was wild.
Wow, just like wearing a plate.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds
I think I took a gauge out of the airplane instrument cluster.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, tonight we're talking about watch collecting. I think most of us in here are pretty much hooked on it, obviously, because we do nothing but talk about watches once a week. So that's part of the problem. But you know, it's difficult to know when to stop, and it's really hard to stop. Or should you stop, or should you slow down? That's the problem. Oh, I just saw Oscar bring up the Maurice Lacroix on the plastic case sapphire crystal. Was looking to buy one, but unable to find one. You mean this one? You can find one at Ashford, buddy. They're all on sale. And I think they still have plenty of them. I think so. Last time I looked, they were still there. Oscar, let me look there and see if I can find one. But
they're still here.
Yeah, are they?
Yeah, I see the blue one.
Yeah, Ashford has great prices on them, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check out ashford.com, I believe is the whole website, and you can find one there. I got the yellow one.
Maurice
And I really
Lacroix.
enjoy Maurice Lacroix.
Yeah, it seems like they have all the colors still too.
Yeah, I know they still have the yellow one. They've got I also like the blue one. So yeah, go check them out.
Yeah, these are cool.
Go check them out. But the problem is, how do we deal with it? Because I'm kind of to the point of I have far too many watches. I want to sell almost all of my quartz pieces, except for my G-Shocks and my Longines and my Tag Heuer, which are both quartz. I want to get rid of, and probably my Bulova Lunar Pilot I'll keep, but the rest of them, I want to get out of here. And I really want to cut the collection down, and I want to focus on only getting automatics, with the exception of my Father's Day watch, which is coming, and it's an Echo Drive quartz. But from what I get from now on, I really focus on nothing but automatic, nothing but Swiss, and stuff that is a little bit higher in than I usually get, right? And to do that, that's going to mean getting less because I don't have unlimited funds. But where are the rest of you on this? Now, Blake, and by the way, Blake has an unveiling this evening, so let's get to, say, 30 likes. We can do 30 likes. Let's get some likes in there. We're going to get an unveiling from Blake because he's been on a binge buying some vintage and some new.
Yep.
And we won't say the name, but you've already seen the name this evening. But he's on a kick. Somebody call Ari. He'll like the rest of the show. Let me ask the rest of you. I mean, as far as where you are in your watch collecting, I kind of hate the watch collecting journey thing, but I mean, where are you? What do you want to do in the future? And is it time to slow down or stop for any of you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying just to wean down, consolidate, just keep what I like, get rid of what I don't like. I think when I had that mass purge, it rewired my brain. So I realized I can start getting rid of shit, which is good. But yeah, I think at this point right now, I don't know if there's any space in my collection for something I probably won't wear, unless it's a sentimental watch, of course.
Yeah, and we all have those. I mean, I've got sentimental family heirloom type watches. I know you have those as well, Blake. And yeah, those are ones you never get rid of. I don't even count that as part of the collection, honestly. I think those are separate and apart.
It's an interesting way of looking at it, because I think they're a part of the collection, but they just don't come out to play because of the sentimental attachment to them.
Yeah, maybe that would be a better way of describing it.
Yeah.
And I need to get a new battery for my dad's Accutron. I do wear it one day a year, and that's December 10th, which is his birthday. But the other one, my grandfather's watch, I don't wear all that much. But and to be fair, we're going to pick on you some because you've bought a whole bunch of new watches. But to be fair, you also sold one.
Yeah,
so you sold a big one to buy the others.
Yeah, I sold a big one. I bought two, and then I put money back in my pocket. So it just seemed like a win. And I don't know if I should say what I sold. Probably don't want to dox myself, but it's a very common watch, and everybody's got them. And something that kind of annoyed me is non-watch collectors wear this watch. And so I wanted something that kind of made me, I mean, it's obviously it's for me, right? But something that if somebody saw, they'd be like, wow, that's a watch collector, immediately, So that's what I've migrated to, so.
That's cool. Mark, I mean, you just got a new Rolex, but your collection is I mean, compared to Blake, certainly, and probably compared to me, it's small in number.
Yes.
And so
And part of the
when-
problem is, the proliferation of people using debit cards and credit cards everywhere. It's made knocking off convenience stores for money to buy watches that much harder because there's no cash. There's just no cash.
you're not finding as much in the cushions of all those cars or anything. You know?
No.
I can see it now. The time expanded. Headlines in all the local newspapers.
So, but the one thing I've tried to do, and I know I bought that Timex a couple weeks ago, but I've tried to stop buying really low
Shitters,
stuff. Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but
as Brian calls them, shitters.
because I find that I end up with like 12, 15 of them, and then I sell them all on eBay, and then I do the same thing all over again. So, like Robert said, I've kept my G-Shocks and stuff, but I'm trying not to go down that road as heavy as I normally do. I'll just see something and make, that looks cool. Micro brands that I never wear and end up selling, that type of, those types of things. I'm trying to wean myself off of doing those types of things.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. And I guess it was mid last year, I sold down, I want to say about 10 quartz pieces. Guess what? I got 10 more.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that one looks cool. And it's only, whatever, a couple $100, sure. And now I'm stuck with something I'm going to lose money on. But we want to say hi to Skylar Santana, who is in the building. If your wife will let you, come on, Skylar. Oh, come on. Look at this. Wife is asleep. She'll kill me.
I mean, that's a good reason
Aw.
to come on, I think. Because we don't want him to die.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, well, no, I guess not. All right. This time, tell her she needs to stay awake next week, and so you can just hop on. Say, come on, honey, stay up late. Be like Duco. Ask your wife, can I just stay home?
She makes my food. She makes my food. Oh my God.
His wife's a teacher too, so I'm sure she has those super early mornings.
Yeah.
But she's got the summer off. It's summertime.
Yeah.
She can stay up.
Is class in session now?
No,
They're done.
Nah, we're done.
Oh, okay. All right.
School's out for summer, in the words of Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
They were done here like last week, I think.
In New York City, it goes until the end of June. So
Yeah.
I don't even keep up with that anymore. Like,
Welcome.
I guess I don't see buses on the road anymore, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Welcome to Trap Vision. We're glad that you are here, sir. We wish you the best as well. So we're talking this evening about watch collecting. When is too much? When is just enough? When is just right? How do you kind of temper your urge to constantly buy watches? I mean, we were in our pre-show discussion yesterday, and I said, here's the next watch I'm looking at. Like I need that with a hole in the head. But if I manage to sell off all my quartz pieces, then I can afford it without a problem. And it's a really nice automatic Hamilton. The coupe. So I'm thinking about getting the coupe.
Nice.
But that's the next watch I'm looking at. But I've got the problem, and I know Blake and Jen and Mark and Mitch, everybody is always looking.
I don't have a
even
problem.
when you
I can
just
stop anytime I want.
Yeah, right. You're satiating your urge to buy new watches by fixing other people's watches.
She gets to break them.
This is when you know you're sick, when you have this stuff hanging around.
Yeah.
You get to break them and fix them, so that's satisfying.
I know, right?
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're talking about tonight. Oh, and we will have a race this evening. So you know how to get in the race. You can super chat, you can member chat, you can join the channel, which also means you get to join us in the WhatsApp group. So please become a member of the channel. It's as low as, I think, $5 a month. So that's not bad. You can join us in the WhatsApp group and talk watches 24/7 and other amazing stuff. You can see Bubba's new acquisition today. Holy God, that thing's
Yeah, it's
pretty.
crazy. Yeah,
Golly.
crazy.
It's worth it just to see what Bubba gets on a daily basis.
Yes.
Yes.
Bubba is expanding
it.
his AD presence into a
Yes.
different brand.
I don't know if he got that from an AD. I didn't ask him, but he and I
He
were.
did. He waited
Did he?
3 years for that. Yeah, he
yeah.
waited 3 years
Yep.
for that.
Yep, he
Shit.
did.
No, just kidding.
So it's an amazing watch. You can see that if you're a member, just like AB is, and used his member chat. Shout out to Bubba and his Grail. Absolutely. Thing is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. We've got Trap. I've been relaxed on watch purchases lately. Of course, my eye is on a specific piece, but I can stop. Yeah, you can stop whenever you want. We know when you're going to stop. Same time I'm going to stop when we're out of money.
Yep.
I thought I was done.
The ultimate limiting factor.
Yeah, it is. If I bought when my man Brian told me about the XRP, I would have 3 times more money in less than a month. There you go. But you didn't.
And I didn't get Bitcoin either or GameStop. So
no, nothing. We get nothing. Mitch, you have a collection that seems to be ever growing, but you also sell in order to buy. So tell us a little bit about your process.
Well, basically, one of the keys, besides the period of time, the 10 years, the lost 10 years when I basically had no money. Other than that, what I've been doing recently is that I've got 2 watch boxes. I've got a 10 watch box, which is for my higher end watches. And I've got a 32 watch box, which is for Seiko, Zellos, G-Shock. The highest end watch I have in that box is my 3 Longines. And basically, if something comes in, something's got to go out. And I usually have a few spaces left over in the big box, so that if I really feel the need for a polka dotted green and yellow micro brand, I could for $150 I can do it, but without violating any oath of collection or whatever.
So the watch comes in, watch goes out policy. How tough is that? Because I would find that really difficult, especially if I've got these 10 in the smaller box that I really love and worked hard to get. It would be hard to let one of those go.
I've had to do that. I mean, a few weeks ago, I was asked, we want to see your JLC duometre again. And I had to say, oops. It was sacrificed on the altar of the Piguet chronometry, so it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah. So are you kind of like myself and some other folks that as soon as you get a new watch, you go through the honeymoon period, and as soon as it's over, you start looking again?
Yes, I have to admit, if I'm honest with myself, that I'm one of these people for whom the research and the hunt is more, at least as if not more fulfilling than the watch ownership experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Skylar says the thought of selling watches gives me anxiety. Yeah, it can. It gave me anxiety before I started doing it.
Yeah. Once you do it, you find out it's pretty damned easy. It's liberating, I think, is the feeling that I've been having, that like, okay, cool, I have these watches. Something that nobody really thinks about, and I guess I didn't really think about as I started adding new watches in, is taking care of them. That's something you have to consider, right? Like, if it stops running, okay, like sending it into service. And I mean, you can kill yourself alive, like you know, just having hundreds of watches to take care of. So
Yep.
that makes
Yeah,
it easier.
and that's another reason why I think it makes sense to slim down my collection. Obviously, though, I'm going towards more automatics, which means more servicing, because the quartz pieces I can just change a battery most of the time and they're fine. But you know, then I have to send it to Jen for service.
Yes. Buy all the mechanicals.
Yeah,
please.
she's like,
Send them
please,
my way.
please. But yes, we know Gambino. His policy is watch goes in, another watch goes in. Yes, we know. Yeah, he's got to, if he manages to make it on tonight, oh man, does he have a story to tell. This is like a big oops, oopsie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So he's going to tell you that story.
I wish
if
I
he
had the
manages
money to
make
make an
it on.
oops like that. Jesus.
Yeah, but well, the problem is he
The
don't
cops would
either.
come after me.
This was a big oops.
Well, he had the money, but it was allocated for something else. So
Yeah, you know, those kids don't need college. We want to say hi to the Time Panda. Hey, man. Hope you're doing well.
good to see you, Phil.
Yeah, man. We're doing well tonight. Hope you are as well. You might have to tell me if you're going to Canada this weekend for the Grand Prix up there. But let's see. Let's talk to Jen for a minute. Now, you do have the advantage of knowing what you're doing with a watch, and being able to mess with watches in a whole different way that none of us has the expertise to do. Does that in some ways make it easier not to buy?
No, it makes it harder. Because then
okay.
you get on eBay and you go, oh, well, that movement is this much. And it comes with the dial, really nice dial in hands. So all I got to do is find a case and a strap and maybe a buckle. It's fine. You know, it's not that much, you know, and then you add it all up at the end and you're like, oh, yeah, it was more than I thought. But it does give you the opportunity to get into some stuff you normally wouldn't be able to get into. And to do you make some investment pieces, you know, buy some stuff on the low end, fix it up and sell it on, you know? So.
Well, it's also giving you the advantage of like getting your first UG from Blake and being able to rebuild that, put it into a case, all of that.
Yeah.
You've got your second UG, which you kind of did the same thing with it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I just found a really good movement and kind of put it all together. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's an advantage again that none of us have is you can go and say I can buy any vintage piece anywhere.
Yeah.
And if it's screwed up, I know how to fix it.
Yeah. Unless I can't get the parts, but
that's true.
I usually know what I'm getting into there. I'll usually double check on stuff and see how hard it is to get into things. But
we miss you too, man. Hop on. If you go back to the beginning of the chat, the link is there. I'll put the link back in here in just a second. But yeah, hop on. We'll get the link in there. I have to go over to the other screen to do that, of course. But there we go. Feel free to hop on. Love to talk to you about the topic as well, because you've actually started your own company that builds watches. So you're kind of, not only do you have a collection, but you are building watches for other people's collection. I think that's a totally different way to look at it. That again, none of us have the expertise or the knowledge that you have to be working with other people talking about their collections and building watches that fit into theirs and building custom pieces and all the cool stuff you do. So from here on out, where do we want to go? I mean, Blake, you were talking about you're trying to pare down a little bit and but you're still looking. I mean, that's the problem for all of us. We're always still looking.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking, but something I just stumbled upon. So you guys will see. I just stumbled upon something And then it was just like love at first sight. Like if you would ask me like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, like if I'd ever own a piece like this, I probably would have never believed you or probably would have said no. But I think, I mean, hopefully I'm not screwing myself because the way that what I appreciate in watches is starting to change. So hopefully that's not a bad thing because then I might be shuffling a bunch of shit up. But yeah, I mean, I think going back to kind of my first comment, like I don't want to keep stuff around, if I'm not going to wear it, maybe I can consider it kind of in a weird way, giving a watch life again, because somebody's Grail watch might be sitting in my safe that's not getting worn. And I'm not wearing it. So like, why keep it,
Yeah.
Why take care of it? Why have to worry about it? So yeah, hopefully I don't see anything else I like. Because I really don't know what else is ahead of me for my collecting journey. I really don't know. Because these 2 watches that I got, and if you look at the past technically 5 watches that I've purchased, like it's just wild shit. It's wild shit. And
Well, you have eclectic taste.
I'm starting to move that
watches.
way.
Yeah.
I'm starting to move away from kind of the common rugged sporty tool watches and kind of moving into more like an eclectic collector's mentality. So
yeah, we'll see where it goes. Mitch, $5. Thank you, Mitch. Thursday is the new Tuesday. Next up, Longines Lunde.
Lundy.
Lundy.
This is the problem with watch brands that don't match the consonant that begins the English days of the week. So I had to go French here.
Yeah. Yep. Love it. Thank you so much. How are you guys keeping track of what you are wearing and how often? Just to feel, or do you have an actual way to track?
I have an actual way to track.
I have a wrist tracker app.
So let me blow Blake up here so we can see the app there. So there you go.
And it also shows you like the stats, like there's a wear stats.
Yep. You have one that does basically the same thing. It's an app.
Yeah, there's a couple options out there. Because I was thinking about that too, as I was like, I think Ollie kind of twisted my brain around, and especially seeing how he limits himself as a watch collector, is really admirable. I think, how he literally just has 3 and a G. I can't ever get to that level because I love too many watches, but just giving some constraints. So I think I'm going to be probably, when I'm all said and done, I think I'm going to try and limit my collection at maybe 50 or 60 when I'm all said and done. But again, there's still a lot of shit I'm not wearing, so maybe it'll move on, but I still love it. And when I wear it, I remember why I own it, and I just can't see myself getting rid of some of them. So
yeah.
maybe migrating away from, like, so for example, like I have a steel IWC Pilot's Watch chronograph, which I love, but maybe getting rid of that and rolling it into like, maybe like one of the Woodlands or the Mojaves, or you know what I mean? Like I could probably go that direction, but the platform is I want to keep. Sorry, Robert.
Yeah, no. The new Mojave. Do you like the new Mojave, just the regular pilot dial instead of the chrono?
So that's where the challenge lies, right? Because I have a Spitfire Bronze, I have a Mark 18, and then I have the Pilot's Watch chronograph. So like, if I could somehow get rid of all 3 of those watches and get one enjoyable IWC experience in my collection, like what would I do? Like I might go for like
buy the Aqua Timer.
The Aqua Timer.
Just buy it.
Tahoe.
I already
Tahoe
had one.
Pilot.
I already had
Tahoe
one.
Big Pilot.
I had an Aqua Timer chronograph, and it did not last very. That's actually the watch that I sold in the shortest amount of time. I had it for all of 5 weeks, and I just got rid of it. So
Hello, ghost of happy clicker Gambino.
Greetings.
How are you? Where are you, first of all?
En route home from work.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Very cool. You know, bad things can happen en route home from work. You know that, right?
Yes, please get fucked.
Oh, jeez.
We've got that story coming up. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to tell your story now or do you want to wait until you get home?
It's going to be much later when I get home. I'm happy to tell it,
Okay.
but we need some more upvotes before we get to my tale of woe.
Am I watching?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean we've got a watch unveiling as well.
Yeah, unveiling.
Let me see where we are on upvotes here. We're at 20. Let's get at least 10 more because I said 30. We could do the watch unveiling, and let's say another 5 after that, 35. We will get the story of Gambino's maybe his last ride home, or at least what happened on his last ride home.
I'm still shell shocked.
Yeah, hell, I would be too.
I heard the story, but I don't know what came out of it.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
What came out of it is poverty.
No, what came out of it is bankruptcy.
There you
know,
go.
Nate walks in the house after he gets out of the car and says, "Honey, kids, I need you to sit down in the living room. We need to have a family meeting."
Oh no, my wife and 3 daughters are on a family trip to Wisconsin, so I
Oh
had
my God.
I had to break this to the wife over the phone
Oh,
earlier today.
no.
Christ.
Was it Butterfingers? Is that what happened? Like,
You could get fucked too.
Well, we'll get the whole story. We'll get the whole story. Oh, let's get those 35 upvotes because it's a mess.
Yeah.
We want to welcome in Ducky. Amen. How are you doing? Good to see you this evening.
There are
And
51 of you all in here. Upvote.
yeah, upvote because
It's easy. Click
number
the thumbs
one,
up.
you're going to want to see what Blake has to unveil because it's very cool. And number 2, you're going to want to hear this story because it'll make you laugh and it'll make you feel sorry for Nate. Right, Nate?
No, it's just going to make people laugh.
I feel a little bit for you, Nate, for about like 0.3 seconds. And then I'm like,
Oh, please.
nah.
But we'll get into that in just a minute.
We could have Nate to tell the story in the form of Homeric poems. Oh, great Odysseus!
I'll tell the story in a series of dirty limericks.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll just be fantastic. So yeah, it's been nice being with you, folks. No, I'm just kidding.
Today's limerick is titled "Get Fucked."
And we've got 25 upvotes, so let's go, folks. Doesn't take that much just to upvote. 52 of you watching, we ought to be able to get 30 and 35. So get those done. While I've got you on here, Mr. Nate, before we get to the story, let's talk a little bit about, if we can, what we're talking about this evening, and that is collecting, kind of, are we so addicted that we can't stop? What do you think about the whole issue of collecting and stopping or slowing down? When is enough enough? When have we gone too far without getting into the story? What do you think?
Well, I think that we all clearly have some kind of dopamine addiction.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, and Mitch said it earlier, part of, or a significant portion of the enjoyment of the hobby is the hunt. As much as it is getting the watch, enjoying the watch, wearing the watch, marveling at the mechanics or marveling at just the aesthetic beauty of the watch, it's the hunt. When you quote, get the call, for example, that it's a dopamine hit. When you find the great deal on eBay or Chrono or one of those random websites that I follow to, buy crazy watches, it's the holy shit moment when you find something maybe that you've never even thought that you wanted before and just hit the button.
Yeah.
Yes. Hence the ghost of Happy Clicker Gambino today.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree with you. The dopamine hit, you also get the hit when if you say you've ordered it offline and you've been tracking the package for however many days, and it finally arrives and you open the package and you see the watch for the first time. That's another, dopamine hit. But the problem is with those hits is the only way to get it again is to go through the process again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a never-ending circle.
Quick show tonight. Good night.
Good night, everybody. So I think what would be good for all of us is to figure out another way to get those hits without having to constantly buy watches.
Buy straps.
By straps.
Yes. Yeah. Blake, I tried that. The Jean Rousseau website is a very dangerous place.
Yeah, and if you're talking about that, the straps aren't much cheaper than the watches.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could find put together, maybe $5,000 and just go, okay, all this is for me to buy a watch and turn around and sell it to take care of that dopamine hit,
Do you guys have friends in your social circle that you trade watches with? Just for fun? Because that helps a lot. That helps me a lot. Oh, cool, you've got this in your collection. You spent the money. Let me drive this for a little bit and see if this is something that I'd be ever interested in bringing into my collection. And
scratch
if
that
you,
itch.
if you have access to a social circle like that you trust, that it's been very helpful for me, to keep me from buying shit. Or, in my case, luckily enough, I can get some press pieces here and there. So that helps a little bit, Yeah,
that's one thing that I miss, and having moved out of New York and California, where there were big watch collecting groups and lots of ADs. I mean, now I'm sort of a lone wolf outside of my YouTube and other forms of social media interaction.
Yeah. So we have 30 upvotes. And we lost Yiddish. So. So we have 30 upvotes. So we'll put Blake into the position. Assume the position, Blake. And tell us about this really cool new watch.
Yeah. So I had a watch in my collection. We talked about this, what led up to this. It was sitting around. So I sold the watch. And with the money, I bought 2 watches and put what I would consider a pretty healthy chunk of change in my pocket. This past Sunday was the final day of the vintage watch show, antique jewelry show, but there's a lot of modern everything. So, obviously I brought my watch to trade and sell on the spot, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. And I walked around and kind of shopped up my watch. I was like, hey, here's what I got. What'd you give me for it? I found the right dealer. And he just so happened to have this kind of under a pile, he has, you see a bunch of these little plastic, little folio things where they just keep all the watches and they keep the cards and everything in the back. So in this case, he just had bins. So it's just bins of watches. And I was like, hey, let me see that bin. I can't see what that is. And inside that bin was this watch. And I'd always wanted one of these, but I wasn't quite sure if I would ever buy one or how it'd get into my collection. And I'd looked at this watch online for a really long time, and I never really thought anything about it. But the second I put it on my wrist and saw the dial color in real life, I love at first sight. So, without further ado, here is the watch.
It's a purple Invicta.
No. It's a beautiful Zenith. Look at that. Man, that watch looks good.
The dial is freaking amazing.
Is that the revival piece? I forgot
Yes.
what it's actually called.
The 386. Yep. And something that I liked is how thin it is. So this is thinner than a manual winding Speedmaster, and is the same thickness as a Rolex Daytona. And you've got a beautiful little. This has the caliber 400 in it, which is the movement that Rolex purchased and modified for their first generation Daytoners. And yeah, this is what I purchased. And this dial is like it's like a gold, bronze, chocolate, like fume. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
It's got
Looks
the ladder
beautiful.
bracelet.
Yep, ladder bracelet. And the price of this was insane. Like at retail, this is a terrible value, I think. But I'll tell you that I paid $52.50 for this watch, brand new, complete. Which
And I was going to say, and the reason we're not unboxing it and just unveiling it is because the box is still on the way.
the box is in Pittsburgh. Go pick it up. Go pick it up for me, Mark.
We're at Pittsburgh.
I have the jeweler's name. Is Apex Diamonds. Super good dealer. And yeah, so the box will be coming, and it also comes with additional strap as well. So that is where my money went.
That's
Does that
gorgeous.
Does that have quick release on the bracelet, or is it drilled lugs? Or
No drilled lugs and no quick release, unfortunately.
Time to
Zenith-
get
Zenith-
the tool out.
Yeah, Zenith likes us, but they don't like us that much.
Yeah.
And there's also the old school.
Adjustable.
Yeah.
pressed,
Mm.
the pressed clasp?
Yep. I mean it's got the
It's
You like the jingle,
jangly.
huh?
yeah,
Jangly.
it's got the jingle jangles going down.
Speaking of Mark, real quick, $5 from our man Luchabetic Underground. 30, let's go. And we just
Long
did.
time.
And and a while back. And we want to thank JDMTL, who is also in the race, $7 Canadian with his super sticker. Thank you so much, sir. He also upvoted, which you should do as well.
Come on. Very nice.
Ladder bracelet. I can't do it with arm hair poking through. Well,
Mhm.
Does not, but it actually folds under it.
yeah, it does. That looks great.
Keeps the arm hairs at bay, my friend. So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't poke through.
Yeah,
I don't think you really have to worry too much about that. There's a lot of brushing on it, and especially with the sunburst brushing. So you really see the chamfer high polish, and the bracelet is all brushed. Same thing for the clasp. So you really don't have a lot of high polish going on here. It's just a couple kind of chamfers. So I think it'll wear pretty well. I'm not super worried about scratching it, but I'll get back to you.
The all
Yeah.
black. I know Diego has the gray with a black dial.
Well, I think it's the all
He has the
black.
shadow. Yeah, he has the shadow revival.
Well, the Shadow Revival is a blasted titanium, and that holds up really
okay.
well.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't have to worry about that scratching at all because it's not PVD. It's a bead blasted, sand blasted, whatever material blasted titanium. So yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that at all.
yeah, it's great looking. Congratulations, man. That is a great,
Yeah.
Thank you.
great watch. Really
Yeah.
great watch.
Now you guys have to wait for the next watch that I purchased with,
Yes, there is another
with the
one.
funds.
They're multiple.
There is another one, and
Well,
it's
Congratulations
new
on
one, right?
intentionally spending money.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't buy a second one. And then I found the right watch at the right price. And yeah, it
That's what
worked
they
out.
all say. It was the
Yeah.
right watch at the right price. I promise.
It's brand new. It's brand new. It's brand new, and it's 43% off of its retail amount. So that's like, how can you beat that?
Yeah, because there is a Zenith dealer in town. It's Ors.
It's what?
There is one Zenith dealer in town. It's Ors Jewelers.
I'm sure that's where this came from.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Want to thank Thomas Broadbent for joining us this evening. Zenith watches are first class tier. The Zenith company needs to embrace and learn about their legacy.
I think they understand their legacy because they've done a lot of revivals. My take on Zenith is they have these weird spectrums where like they're ultra retro or they're ultra modern. And they're like, if you look at like even some of the titanium stuff, like the revival shadows, whatever, those are kind of like a weird like cosplay of like a modern vintage watch. So they're amazing. And I think they embrace their history more so than some other brands, I would think. But yeah, they're having a hard time, I think, right now, just like a lot of brands. And they had an identity crisis, I think, in the mid 2000s. You know, like if you just look any Zenith watch up in the mid 2000s, it looks like a tragic mess of design.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry Natoff.
So
I had a Zenith Defy Skyline that was actually a really nice watch.
They're super
different
nice.
company, Peter G.
Yeah, same name, different company. I want to say hello to my friend John Wiegand joining us tonight. John, glad you're here. And yes, I had many a Zenith TV, but different company. So and they pronounced it Zenith.
So yeah, Zenith Radio Corporation purchased Zenith watches because they had the same name. And essentially that was in the 70s when, you know, obviously the quartz crisis happened. And they're like, oh, well, we're electronics companies. We could take this. And there was a very short period of ownership from Zenith Radio Corporation. And yeah, they almost like bankrupted the company because they were the ones that ordered the destruction of the El Premier equipment and all this. So not the same.
Even after that, Zenith owns the trademark for the name Zenith in the United States. And the Zenith, the watch company, could not sell watches in the United States until about 25 years ago.
Yeah, when Zenith finally went out of business, I guess, right?
They were. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure about like the licensing and all that, but they don't have a lot of points of sale here in the United States either. I think they have less than 30 points of sale or like less than 20.
Which is weird because LVMH owns them now. You would think with all of the distribution that LVMH has in this country rather, that you would see more Zenith out there.
They don't produce a lot of watches though.
True.
I think if I'm not mistaken, they produce less than 30,000 watches a year. If I'm not mistaken, and I'm confirming.
And 27,000 of those are available on Joma Shop.
Yeah, so it's max 33,000 watches a year, and yes, 30,000 of them will end up on Joma Shop or at a secondhand dealer near you, where you can steal them for half of what they sell for retail.
Yeah, Movado saved Zenith. It's one of the greatest watch stories ever. Yes, sir.
I think so.
Yep. So just a reminder, we've got a great story coming up from our man, the ghost of Happy Clicker Gambino. We need one
It's
more
not a great
upvote.
story. You and
It's
I
a
have very different
fantastic
definitions of great story.
It's a great story because I like it.
You guys are going to want to get your popcorn ready for this.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready. But we need one more upvote. Let me see if 34 is turned into 35 here. No, come on, y'all. Somebody
Thank
hit
God.
the upvote. We're just going to sit here in silence.
There's
until somebody hits
55
the
of
upvote.
you. Come on, man. Show the love.
There we go.
Work
35.
hard.
Thank you very
Good
much.
job. Proud
Thank
of
you very much. So, hi, Nate.
Hi, Robert.
I love you, Nate.
I love you too.
Oh, so cute.
Tell us the story of why you. Well, wait. Before you do that, let's see what Bubba has to say. $5. The man who got the big one today. And I'm not talking about the top hat for his lion. Yes, that picture's in the WhatsApp group too. Even though I took full advantage of happy hour for 2 full hours today, I still can't condone Blake's actions.
What he says in the
Nevertheless, congrats, I guess.
what he says in the chat versus what he texts me directly are two contradicting things, I think.
Lies.
He
Lies
told
and
me
rumors.
he told me that he's going through a fume phase. So this
Yeah, but he has Rolex Fume.
he just bought another fume piece.
That's true. The other one is Fume as well, but it's even better than the Rolex. So.
Of course it is. Yeah, it is. So this fits the bill, right? This fits the bill. Maybe the second purchase is not Hotep approved, but the first purchase I think is Hotep approved. Could be wrong, but
There you go. What do you say, Bubba? Is it Hotep approved? So, in the meantime, it's story time with Nate. So why are you calling yourself tonight the ghost of Happy Clicker Gambino? What happened?
Well, this past weekend, our friends at Phillips and Christie's had their New York watch auctions. And as a dopamine hit hunter, I have accounts with both. And I was driving home yesterday and had my phone in its cradle in my car, listening to the joy that was the Christie's auction.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I was actually logged into my account. So I went to push the toggle switch to take me out of bidder mode and put me into watch only mode.
Yep.
And doing that on I-95 at about 70 miles an hour while still trying to pay attention to the road is not necessarily the best choice. And as I went to go push the toggle button, I then looked at the screen for a moment and said, "You are the lead bidder." Because I did not hit the toggle button to take me out of bid mode and put me into watch mode. I bid on a watch.
Was it at least a Cartier?
It was not at least a Cartier.
Oh no. It was not a Cartier. Oh no.
So I have I'm listening in the background because it's playing through my Bluetooth. And the only thing that's going through my mind is, dear God, I hope somebody else bids.
Yeah.
And I think that they went faster from bid accepted to fair warning slamming a gavel.
Uh-huh.
And as a result, I bought a thing that I did not want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no interest in buying.
Get ready to pull up a picture. So he's going to tell us what the picture is of in a minute.
I'm on the Christie's auction.
It's lot. I think it's lot 58.
So is the New York edit Stories in Time? Is that it?
The one from yesterday.
Yeah. Well, this
lot number 58. Pull it up, Blake.
Let me see here. It doesn't show anything there. Let's see. Hold on.
Hey, you may be saved. Right. Maybe you didn't buy anything after all.
Oh no, I trust me on this one. I verified like 85 friggin' times to make sure that in fact that was the case. Because the app after the auction did not say that I had made any bids, and I was feeling somewhat
Yeah, I don't. Is on Christie's or is it on Phillips?
Christie's.
That's where I'm at. I don't. Maybe it didn't exist. Maybe it was a dream. Because the one here I see is watches online, the New York edit featuring stories in time, a collection of exceptional watches, and the starting lot is 201.
Check Vimal put it in the chat.
Okay, I see Vimal's link.
Oh man.
Oh, Blake found it.
And it couldn't be something like a Zenith or something not above 20 grand. It had to be.
So this is it.
Ouch.
This is what you purchased.
Whoa.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, he just dropped off.
I mean, he stayed under the high end of the estimate.
Damn.
Well, I feel like it's something he'd wear at least.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a watch he was going to wear. It's definitely his style. It's a
For the rest
it's a
of his
dressy
life.
Yeah.
He
might as well. He might as well.
40 millimeter.
He needs to replace the strap though with a handcuff.
Oh my god! You could put that on a red rubber. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now he's back. Hey man,
I'm back.
This is what you bought?
Yep, this is what I bought. A Patek Philippe 5960 rose gold complete set from 2010, all the way down to the pusher tool and the hang tag.
Wow,
that's nice.
So is the dial more of a gray color then?
It's it's like a champagne gray kind of color.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you
throw
love
it
it?
on a red strap. Rock that shit. Rock it for the summer.
Do you love it?
Do I? Okay. So the thing is, about 2 or 3 months ago, I would have been very interested in purchasing this watch, but I had found an amazing deal on the more modern version of it, which is the 5905P. Yes, Bubba, at least it wasn't a Zenith.
Thank you for the $2, Bubba. Appreciate that.
Yeah, allow me to say that despite the road rage incident that occurred on I-95 in South Florida yesterday, as I practically careened into a pole, I was thinking to myself that it could have been much worse because the credit limit that I had for bidding at Christie's was $150,000. And there were much more expensive pieces just before and just after this one. I could have wound up with a fucking Debethune.
Wow.
And yeah, that would have been horrifying beyond belief. So now I have this wonderful watch that I now have to pay for. I'm waiting for Christie's to adjust the invoice because I have a Florida reseller's license. And I've already have several offers on the watch that I have no intention of keeping.
Good.
I won't say that I'm necessarily making any money on this transaction.
At least you're getting out of it.
I am going to be getting out of it for for less of a loss than I've spent in a weekend buying straps. So I will accept that as the pain of
learning the lesson. Yeah. Pull over if you're going to do that shit. Don't drive on 995 and try to do it.
It's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for clicking yes on your way home to my $18,000 offer.
Well, I would say congratulations. It's a funny story, Nate. I know that you're not real happy with it or happy about what happened, but hey, at least you got a funny story out of it.
Yeah.
And bankruptcy.
I mean, at least you're able to move it on. I'm glad that you have a few offers on it since
Yeah.
you don't want it. At least you can move it on. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice watch. Rose gold.
Yeah, I think
nice.
it's gorgeous.
It's Patek comp. So look
Oh,
at that.
the movement's nice. That movement is really nice.
Yeah.
Are you just going to dump it immediately? You're going to try and wear it for a little?
He's gone.
I
Oh.
lost him.
Lost him again.
Uh-oh. Did I say something to piss him off?
Oh, I probably did.
The silence is deafening.
Uh-oh. He'll come back, hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, I'd rather have a Zenith.
No, good Lord.
It's a way better value, I think.
Yeah,
bad internet. Okay.
Bad internet. Yeah, we understand, man. Don't worry about it. Come back if you can. If you can't, get home safe. That's the priority here. We, as you say, we don't want you driving into a pole on I-95.
I mean, you may want to because your wife is going to come home and kill you anyways.
Yeah,
So
well.
you may want to go on your own terms, but.
So, Bubba, at least it's a nice looking watch. Yeah, it really is. It is really a great looking watch. Yeah, thank you very much, Blake, for posting the link again. So our man Yiddish can get on again, hopefully.
I'll help you spend all that money once you sell it on. I'll help you spend it on something else.
Oh God, here we go.
That's my other part-time job, helping other people spend their money.
Yeah, see, that's the deal. You don't have to buy watches yourself. You just get everybody else to buy.
I just start sliding things to people. Like, oh, I think you'd like this.
So, yeah, I just quit my part-time job.
Oh, okay.
Which I scuttled the Luchabetic Underground channel.
Oh, no. So
Again?
tell me,
Come on,
so
Mark.
why did you do that?
I need a break. I'm working 55, 60 hours a week, and my leg is not healing 100%.
Yeah.
I've got other stuff. I've got some stuff I'd like to do that I don't have a lot of time for. So I'm going to be leaving Watch YouTube for a while.
At least on your channel. We're hoping that you still come back here every now and then.
Every now and then, but I'll be, more of a viewer. I'm going to go into being a full-time viewer.
A full-time viewer and a part-time joiner, we hope.
Unboxer.
Yeah, we want to see you every now and then.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, here we go. The ghost of somewhat suicidal Gambino.
Oh, God. Right?
Conversation with my wife today as she was, as she's up in Wisconsin with family was definitely one for the books.
Yeah. Did she say, honey, just don't worry about it. Go eat some more cheese. It'll be fine.
That might have been said, actually, word for word.
Look, this is why I'm not married. Go ahead.
Yeah. The reality is she took it remarkably well, which either means that after 26 years, she still really, really loves me, or this is not nearly the dumbest thing that I've done, and therefore did not require an escalated reaction.
I would say I'm voting for the latter, but I'm hoping for the former.
Yeah, I'm absolutely voting for the latter. I mean, look, the reality is I didn't tremendously overpay for the watch compared to what I'll be able to move it for or trade it for or do other things with it to make back most, if not nearly all, of the money that was spent on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than, my American Express card smoking tomorrow when I give them those numbers to pay that invoice.
Yep.
And the inevitable 47,880 points that will be added to my my million American Express points at this point. It's still going to cost me a little bit to get rid of this thing.
Yeah, well, at least you're going to get a good trip out of it with all those points, right?
Yeah, one-way trip somewhere. So that is my tale of woe. And if there's a lesson to be learned from this is, when you're in the car, don't touch your cell phone.
There you go.
Leave it alone or pull over if you need to do
Texting and
something.
driving do not mix. It could cost you $48,000.
That's right. And bidding on watches while you're in your phone can cost you your marriage.
I want to call up Christie's and speak to their webmaster to please have them move the toggle button for bid and watch mode further away from the actual bid button.
I'm assuming that there's policies around that, like all bids are final and binding. I'm assuming, right?
Let's put it like this: from a legal standpoint, since I'm a lawyer, I actually did go and for 5 minutes went and looked at the terms and conditions, just to determine what would be the ramifications for basically welching on a bid, a winning bid at Christie's. There's the parade of horribles. I mean, like, it's almost literally a parade. We could sue you. We could, relist the item and sell it. And if it sells for less, you have to pay the difference. We can, tell this, reveal your name and information to the seller so the seller can take legal action against you. All of those kinds of things. We could blacklist you from purchasing at Christie's, which right now I might want them to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That would solve your toggle position problem.
That would solve the
Yeah.
problem here, except for the fact that Philips seemingly has the toggle switch in a very similar place.
Oh God.
It's part of the master plan.
It is, along with the space laser. So look, the reality winds up being, I have no interest. I mean, what they would wind up doing is they would relist it in the auctions that are happening in the next week or so, because there are several other watch auctions occurring in New York.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't get hit for any differential. The watch could very easily sell for more than what it sold for here, which was $38,000 plus the buyer premium. And then I'd get blacklisted the only real ramification would likely be being blacklisted from Christie's, which I have no interest in doing.
Yeah.
I do buy and sell watches, on a regular basis, and I have used Christie's before as both a seller and as a purchaser. So I have no interest in burning that bridge. And if it costs me a couple bucks to extricate myself from my stupidity, I will just add it to the list from the sale of 4 watches last weekend and adjust my profit and loss statement from those 4 watches accordingly. Because I did sell 4 of my collection this past weekend. I sold 2 Piguets, 1 LU Chopard watch, and a platinum JLC Master Control limited edition piece. So those
What
items,
Chopard did you get rid of? The black and white one?
I did get rid of the black and white one, the twist. No, but I mean, look, I broke even or made money on every single one of those pieces, and those are oddball pieces. So finding someone that would pay, over what I paid for all of them, was happy moment, and the profit that I made on those will be made up with the loss that I am about to take on these on this when I resell it. I may not even wind up selling it. I have an appointment with an authorized dealer this coming weekend, who takes trade-ins and has been very good with trade values lately, and also very good with just buy values. And if you trade with them, they'll give you an extra 20% towards trade.
Nice.
And they happen to have a couple of pieces that I was interested in. They happen to also be a Rolex and Patek AD, as well as Cartier and a couple of other brands that I like. They're one of the few Moser ADs as well.
Oh wow!
So,
Nice.
there may be a different watch coming out of this situation than the one that arrives at my house.
Yes.
Cool. Something else to unbox. We want to welcome in Mr. GMT. What up, ladies?
Howdy,
Thank you, sir.
GMT.
Howdy.
So now that I've told
I can hear the Centurion card concierge that you have. Mr. Gambino, this isn't normal for you. Did you mean to purchase this? Yes, I did.
Yes.
What
Sadly, sadly, there are two incorrect statements that you just made. The first of which is I do not have a Centurion concierge.
He didn't say he didn't have the card. He just doesn't have the concierge.
And secondly, it is not an unusual amount of money that I have spent at one time
That's
on
true.
this card.
Oh, God.
That's
So
true. I mean,
it's-
because if you buy watches like you do, buy and sell. Yeah.
for from the place, some of the places that I purchase from, I pay no premium to buy with a credit card. So using either one of the cards that gives me 1.5% back just adds to my profit, my profit margin from a resale. Or again, I went and checked my American Express points balance before this purchase, and I just cracked 7 figures on it. So yeah, that's actually a thing. And to respond to Peruka's comment, the Platinum JLC, it was the Platinum Grandmaster Antoine Lecoult's limited edition of 200 pieces, the 8-day Power Reserve big date in platinum that I purchased from our very own Amish Gambino, Marco Ferranti, for a very good price, and then had somebody else purchase it from me for an even better price.
Hey. Vimal also wanted to know, did you bid on that Cartier?
I did. Okay, so that was that was at a different auction. That was at the Philips auction. And I don't know if anybody can pull that up. I can't because I'm mobile. But if you pull up lot 105 from the Philips auction this past weekend, there was a Cartier Santos Dumont. Big shocker. Cartier Santos Dumont from the now defunct Cartier NOS program, where they would actually do piece uniques or small lots for groups. And there was probably the most beautiful Cartier Santos Dumont that I have ever seen in my life. It was called the Timepiece, PEACE. There's a gentleman in New York that I forgot his name off the top of my head. Something, I think, Ben Yehuda, who was able to design a 25-piece collection of this particular watch. Solid gold Santos Dumont, extra large manual wind with a malachite dial, which they have never done before. And it has all of different languages, the numbers around the entire piece. Jen, have you been able to find it?
I have not. I'm looking for past auctions and it's not.
Or you could just, if you Google timepiece, PEACE, Cartier Santos, I bet you'll find there's been a number of articles written about this particular watch. And I was a very aggressive bidder, intentionally aggressive bidder, as compared to yesterday's unintentionally aggressive bidder for this watch at Philips over the weekend. I was hopeful that it was going to, since it was a lot near the end of the auction, that things may have fizzled out a little bit by that point. I also, because it's in yellow gold, was thinking that there would not be active bidding from a lot of Middle Eastern countries because, people of that faith, Muslim faith, generally do not wear yellow gold. And because the serial number of this 25 piece was number 14, 4 being a very unlucky number in certain Asian countries, that I would not have bidding competition from those places. They had it listed between $15,000 and $30,000 as the estimate. I was willing to go as high as 50 on this piece because it was very, not just 50 at the hammer plus all the other fees. So I don't know if anybody could post that
links in the
that
private
link.
chat.
Yeah, and Vimal has got the link in here as well.
I'll pull it up right now.
And just while we're waiting on that, Tariq, $5. Congrats on joining the Winning an Auction by Accident Club, Nate.
Yes, Tariq and I are the two members of this
man.
club.
Yes.
So
Tariq, put the kids to bed and come hang out with us.
yeah. So I bid this very aggressively, continued going higher and higher on it. I put in my last bid at $50,000. Anytime you heard during the Phillips auction a bid from Parkland, that would have been me. My highest bid on that was 50, and it just continued to just go higher and higher. And I think the hammer price on this wound up being
120.
Well, no, it sold for 120. That's with the buyer premium and
okay. Yeah.
So I think that it was about 90.
Okay.
So first of all, I'm very sad that I did not get this watch because I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Especially for a Santos Dumont collector like myself. I also would like to thank the people that continue to bid it higher and higher because that just increased the value of all of my limited edition Santos Dumonts significantly.
Yeah.
And I did post about what happened to me yesterday in one of the chat groups on Facebook that I belong to. It's one of the Moda chat groups. And another dealer commented that he had just gotten a call from one of his clients saying that the same thing happened to him yesterday as well.
Oh, wow.
However, it was it was on an RM37.
Oh
no!
So so somebody accidentally purchased a Richard Mille RM37 yesterday.
Oh my God!
And I have a strange feeling is going to be losing significantly more money than what I will wind up losing on my sale.
Oh yeah.
I would be beating down the door of timepiece trading because they'll buy it off of you, but you won't get a lot for it, but you'll be able to sell it at least.
Yeah, and frankly, given the amounts that some of the De Bethunes sold for yesterday, I have a feeling other people were accidentally bidding because I can't imagine those were intentional.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, 2 minutes until we get the race. There's your 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and I'm pulling into my garage right now, so I'm going to disconnect and just watch the show for the rest of the night.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on and telling the story.
I appreciate the mocking. The mocking is well deserved. So have a good night, everybody.
We're just having fun. Just having fun with you.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have been telling the story if it wasn't within a group of people that I have implicit trust, other than Mitch, because he's a shady motherfucker.
Darn, you found out.
Exactly. And I will see you all in the WhatsApp group in the immediate future.
Yes,
everybody join the channel and participate in our amazing WhatsApp group. So have a good night, all.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you being here.
Hey.
Oh man. Yeah. When Nate first told that story in our Tuesday show chat, because yes, we do plan these shows ahead of time. Is that amazing? You'd never know it by watching it, but we do.
The awesomeness just doesn't happen on its own. Come on now.
So when he told that story, it's like, oh my God, we've got to get that on.
Yeah.
Thomas, be careful with that garage door opener.
Yeah, I know, right?
If you press the wrong button on the garage door opener, you get an AP. You bid on an AP. Wow. That's it.
Freaking RM. God.
Oh my God.
I would literally wreck my car if that happened to me. I would be like, forget it. I'm done. I'm out.
So Vimal says that RM37 had a starting bid of $100K, and they moved to 110 online and immediately hammered it. Wow. That's a hell of a mistake, though. But if they hammered it at 110, then the dude's paying with fees and everything about what, 130? Probably
130, 140, something like that.
Yeah.
Here's the watch.
Yeah, because if it was 90 for the Cartier and that turned out to be what, 120? Yeah, it would have been It would have been 130, 140.
And I don't even like that one.
Yeah, it's not even a good looking one.
That's not bad. I like the 07 models, but
Nope, not signing up.
Nope.
I just like the
that.
shape of them, not necessarily this color scheme, but the shape of them. I like those better than I do.
Yeah, I can
one's the thick
understand that.
one, though. Yeah, the 37's a little thicker.
But I'm not a big fan of that one.
That's a big screw up.
Yet it says 140K. Oh my god!
Damn.
I hit my garage door open and bought a 5-piece Zenith limited edition.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my goodness! All
The
right.
AI has gotten out of control.
And in all fairness, I'm happy with my purchase. Okay, Gambino.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it too, man. Blake. I think it's a great watch.
It is.
So let me get these names on here, and then we'll pick out a few. We'll get the there we go. At the races. We'll share this. We'll add the names that we got so far.
You add them all. You got us all the links.
Oh yeah, that's true. So we have them all added. And let me see if anybody else has come in real late. So far, no late super chats or member chats. So let's do a couple more here just to make it fun.
Not at Nate, because you'll click the wrong button.
Well, you're already added because you super chatted.
No, don't add Nate. You'll click the wrong button.
Oh, yeah. That's true. We shouldn't add Nate at all. You mean like this? That would be bad. All right. So who else?
Let's add Skylar.
Very good. We'll add Skylar
in our races.
And his sleeping wife. There we go. So I think we've got enough there. Let me check and make sure. No other late entries. So we will say done. We will set it up at 44 seconds. Set. Sound off. Shuffle the characters. And away we go. Everybody. Mitch pulling out a little bit along with Bubba. Bubba currently in the lead by a nose, followed by Mitch, followed by, looks like AB and Tariq are there in the second level of the race. Skylar and his sleeping wife falling behind. They're going to sleep, which probably means he'll win. Mitch and Bubba are starting to fade. We've got Skylar starting to come up. Tariq coming up. AB in the lead right now. 8 seconds to go. Who is going to win? Here comes everybody at the end. And looks like Vimal. Vimal is our winner. Vimal, thank you again for pulling up all of the links tonight. We really, really appreciate it. And you are our big winner this evening. Eventually, we'll start running those races for the monthly prize, and you will be in one of those monthly races, Vimal. Congratulations, sir. We are very happy for you. We are very happy that all of you joined us this evening. Thanks again to Nate for coming on and telling his story. Blake Ray, congratulations again on the new Zenith, and we look forward to the unboxing of the other one next week.
Hopefully
Jen,
next week.
Hopefully. Jen, thank you. Our Mitch, our D-list watch influencer, and Luchabetic Mark on maybe his last stream for a while, man. Come back soon, Mark. We really appreciate it.
Say something nice. Do something nice for someone. Be a good human.
That's right.
Absolutely. And we hope your leg gets its stuff together and starts to heal up like it should. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Again, we'll be back next Tuesday. The Hangout will be back, we believe, on Friday. If not, it'll be back for sure on Father's Day, Sunday Fun Day, where I might be unboxing my Father's Day watch for you, among other things.
Woo-hoo.
So Woohoo! You guys have a good evening. We'll see you.
Come and get it! 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 You won't regret it in 2022 at Tip Top Snack Bar!